I just want to make this very brief, very early Sunday morning weather update here on another very unusual situation that we are dealing with here in these crazy climate times. Bad enough we've had all this terrible devastation in California from these out of control wildfires. Uh, Fires that have been burning out west for so long and continuing to burn. You've had the devastation in Puerto Rico, which has been forgotten about a lot. And now we have um, Hurricane Ophelia, which is heading toward Ireland. That's right. A hurricane in Ireland. Extremely rare. Um, Simply because the waters shouldn't be warm enough to fuel hurricanes in this area. But here we are. Now, Ophelia was stationary for a while, but as you can see on this satellite image, it is on the move. And you can see it had a really big eye too, but now it's starting to look a little raggedy because it's starting to really be accelerated. It's getting picked up and pushed very rapidly toward Ireland and the United Kingdom. So let's now look at the track of Ophelia from the National Hurricane Center, and then we're going to look at some of the computer models. So Hurricane Ophelia right now has maximum sustained winds of 115 miles an hour. It's a relatively compact storm, but it is moving very rapidly now. After being stationary, it was stationary in this area for a very long time. It's very unusual because the hurricane literally came from down south in this area, so it was like a Cape Verde storm, but it never got pushed west. And it was just sitting over here, gathering strength, and then finally getting picked up and brought northward. A very highly unusual situation and a highly unusual pattern um, up toward Ireland. And so the National Hurricane Center has this thing impacting Ireland as a hurricane. It's going to transition over to a post-tropical storm, but not without. I think we're going to see some pretty rough conditions, like Category 1, maybe even Category 2 conditions in parts of Ireland, which is, I mean, it's true they have very strong tropical storms there, but this is unusual because this is a real tropical, it's going to be sort of like a hybrid, almost like Sandy in a way, and then it's going to transition over to a storm. And this is really unusual. I don't think I've ever seen a map from the Hurricane Center of a hurricane impacting the United Kingdom and Ireland. This is absolutely insane. If this doesn't tell you we have something seriously wrong with the weather and that the climate is starting to change very rapidly due to the increased greenhouse gases in the air from us, then I don't know what else I can say. But anyway, I don't want to make this too long of a video. Let's go to the computer models and show you what they're doing with this thing. So here we are looking at a tropical system impacting Europe. This is insane. This is like unheard of. Yes, we've seen remnants of tropical systems coming from the west. Ones that have gone off the east coast and then moved to this area. But to have one move up from the south like this is extremely unusual. So you can see it's really racing Ophelia. You can see in the satellite it's really going to pick up speed. It's picking up a lot of speed as it's getting picked up into the jet stream. But as you can see, it's maintaining a lot of its strength. And look at how close these isobars are together. So Ireland, particularly southern Ireland, is going to see hurricane conditions. It could be a disaster, a devastating disaster that might unfold in this area. Just because I can't remember when we've ever seen something like this before. But it wouldn't surprise me. We've had so many natural disasters this year that are connected to climate change, despite the denial from mass media and, of course, the White House. And this wouldn't surprise me if we had more. So you can see it's going to maintain its strength as long as it's over the warm water, and it's not really going to weaken until it heads north into the colder waters here, and then it will weaken to something more, extra tropical, I guess you could say. So what are the winds going to be like with this thing? Alright, So let's take a look at the winds. We're looking at the GFS, by the way. Sorry if I forgot to mention that. Let's take a look at the winds. Let's see what the winds are going to be here. Look at this now. The purples are 50 plus knot winds. Alright? And look at that. So it's really going to really hammer Ireland. And parts of the United Kingdom too. But Ireland, Southern Ireland, and then parts of Scotland are going to get hit real hard by this thing. It is going to be rough. It is going to be rough. I've never seen anything like this before. So, I mean, in all my years of following the weather, I've never seen anything like this. This is absolutely insane. But I want to point out the wind field. We looked at the precipitation. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of rain too. But I want to show you how the wind field expands actually. As this goes from tropical and transitions over to extratropical, the wind field actually starts to expand a little bit as the storm gets larger. And this is similar to what Sandy did. And I think we're going to see a similar thing here occur. And let me just look at one other thing, and this is something I don't usually use, but it is the simulated IR satellite, which is this right here. So I'll show you this. So this is Ophelia here, and you can see as it moves north, you could see that it starts to get more of an extratropical look to it. You can see, but this thing isn't very accurate. All right, you can't go by this. Ireland is going to get hit hard by a pretty nasty storm. That's something that they haven't seen in a long time, if ever. And this is all fueled by climate change, because the jet stream that would normally keep these systems from back over here, the jet stream that would normally keep these systems from making tracks like this is just out of whack. And the jet stream is fueled, and I don't know how many times I have to go over this, fueled by the difference in temperature between the tropics and the poles. And because the poles are warmer, it means that the jet stream has less energy, it's more diffuse, it's more wavy, and you see these crazy storm tracks and these crazy patterns that are going on. And I just wanted to do this update to show you once again how screwed up things are, and the lack of alarm from our mass media and from the White House is pretty astonishing, considering how many natural disasters we are going through right now. Humanity will be brought to the brink, I think, before people really wake up. People are in this, they just don't want to admit what's happening. And I think we're just going to continue to see more natural disasters as a result of this crazy climate change, and I just pray for humanity. And that's it. I don't want to make this video too long, but I just figured I'd share this with you. Thank you for watching.